All right. And we are live. Welcome, everyone, to the Fight or Flight podcast. My name is Christian Oquendo, and this is the third episode. It's been a hot minute. It's been like around 2 weeks since I shot my last episode with Vinny from Disclosure Team. If you haven't gotten a chance to check it out, go ahead and go to my channel and click on Fight or Flight episode 2. Or if you're listening, go ahead and give it a listen. It's a pretty interesting conversation that I had with Vinny. Super chill guy. Here today is my guest. His name is Gabe Delv, and he is a TikTok content creator.
What up, y'all?
He basically breaks down conspiracy theories and basically just dives into the most interesting things known to man, which is the unknown.
For sure.
And so yeah, man, tell us about yourself.
So my name is a lot of people know me on here, but as Gabe Delv. My real name is Gabriel Delval. I'm 20 years old. I've been making conspiracies for 2 years now, and yeah, I've been doing TikTok for 2 years, and it's been pretty fun in my opinion. I've always as a kid, my goal, my dream was always to be like a YouTuber or something big, and I feel like TikTok, makes that dream come true, for sure.
Tell us how many followers do you have?
Right now, well, I should know this question. Oh, all right. Right now, I have 2.5 million followers. I'm on the road to 3 mil. I'm not stopping. I'm getting to 3 mil. Then I'm going for 5, then 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. So what initially got you into TikTok? Obviously, you said that you've always wanted to be a YouTuber and you've always wanted to create stuff. Why is that?
So, as a kid, I've always been curious. I've always had so many questions, and I've always had theories to myself in my head. And I'm like, what if I one day, what if everyone knew my theories, and what if I made a living off of it,
Right.
And that's why I was like, let me start YouTube. YouTube didn't really work, so then I was just on TikTok for fun, posting TikTok videos and things like that. And then I was like, let me upload my conspiracies here. And then from there, it just went crazy. It completely took off.
Nice. And how do you learn about these conspiracies? Are these just did you read them from books? Did you hear them from other videos?
Okay, so a lot of these conspiracies are basically they're conspiracies from basically conspiracies that are already out there, and
Yeah.
I'll just do my best to research them. But a lot of conspiracies that I talk about are conspiracies that I just put together, all of the artists and things like that, Disney, all that. I'll just put pieces together, and I'll make my own conspiracies, and those do the best on TikTok. The algorithm is amazing with that.
Nice. But you do follow the information, right? You portray the information,
Oh,
not
for
to the
sure.
T.
I
You
do
just add
hours
your
of
twist.
research. Yeah, I do hours of research. I don't like putting a TikTok a conspiracy out there that's even a little bit of a lie. I try and get as much factual information as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
What went through your mind when you saw all those followers starting to just blow up on your phone?
Okay, so at first I thought I was getting pranked. Honestly, I thought someone was buying followers for me. But then I had my YouTube linked at the time in my TikTok, the icon, I had it linked. And from there, I started receiving a lot of subscribers on YouTube, and I was like, no, this can't be fake. Cause I'm getting TikTok followers, YouTube, Instagram followers, and then I was like, whoa, this is really happening. One day I had 10,000. I woke up the next day I had 150,000. I was like, holy crap, this is insane. And I just kept uploading, and my videos went insane from there.
Nice. And I wanted to ask you also do you believe the conspiracy stories that you tell yourself, the majority of them?
Hell yeah, absolutely. So that's one thing that I that's one thing that I basically go by. I only say conspiracy that I believe. If I don't believe a conspiracy, I won't put it out there.
Got you.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. It'd be disingenuous to, put something out that you don't necessarily believe,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally. And what's your stance on the topic of UFOs and the potential existence for extraterrestrial life, intelligent
Dude,
extraterrestrial life?
this is honestly like I feel like honestly, I feel like if you don't believe there's aliens out there, like come on. Like
Yeah,
come on, really?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Like I feel like cuz like I've seen shit out there too, you know? Like I've seen things and like it's only happened to me once, but the story was pretty like crazy, like it was weird. And I woke up the next day and my whole family that like my family that was there talked about it and we described the story the exact same and yeah, that exactly happened. So I was like, wow, that really happened.
Yeah. Did you have a personal experience?
Um,
Like ever?
personal how like what do you mean like
Like
describe that for me?
have you ever had a sighting, or have you ever like even close encounter
Yeah,
case?
not so much as a close encounter. I mean, this could be a close encounter, but it wasn't like anywhere near me. But I definitely had a sighting where I saw something,
Hmm.
and I can describe it till today with great detail. That's how vivid and like traumatic that thing was.
Damn. Well, break it down for us, bro.
I got you. All right, so I live in Pennsylvania, right? Like small town, small
Okay.
city, and things in this city are like strange, super strange. Like we've got the community steel. One day, this factory went out of business. It completely, closed down. Never spoke about. Never really talked about anything that happened in this factory, and it was just left alone. A lot of people died in there, and they never like talked about it. Then you've got the Allentown Asylum, things like that. You've got this famous trail here. It's called the Witch Trail. It's like 5 minutes from my house. Super creepy. There's just a lot of things that happen here. But so one day I was with my mom. She was in the passenger seat of the car, and I was with my uncle. We were in the car driving, and we were in another city called Easton. And so it was late at night. It was around like 8 or 9, and we were driving in the car. And this car had a sunroof at the top. So I usually like laying down and I like staring out of the sunroof, like at the stars and stuff. So I did that night, and I saw like planes and stuff, the usual, like when you look up at the sky. And then I look out of the corner window, and I see a small, like a little small red dot. And I was like, oh, that could be an airplane. I left it alone. It flew right over us, like really fast. So I was like, oh, that's a really fast airplane. But then the exact same dot happened. It happened 3 times. The exact same dot from that side, from the east side, came over. Boom. I was like, that's weird. That just happened. But then it happened a third time. And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, what is that in the sky? But the third time that it happened, so the light, it was like a little red light. And it looked sort of like a fireball. It came from the east side. We all stared at it. This is how you know it wasn't just something ordinary. Like we were in traffic. All like traffic stopped. Everyone got out of their cars. Everyone started recording, as including my family and I. We all started recording, and this little red ball, as it made its way right over us, it wasn't little anymore. Like it was huge. It was a huge ball, and then the light to this ball disappeared. There was no red. It was like a silver grayish. It almost looked like brownish, kind of, because it was like really dark. But it was like you could tell it was like grayish silver,
Hmm.
and it like was like murmuring, like tilting like that. And then as we were filming it, it came over really slow. Boom, light disappears and it starts like shaking, like vibrating, and then in the blink of an eye, like it just disappears really
What?
fast, really fast. And my mom was like, "Holy shit! Like what's going on? Like we just saw that." There was cops that pulled over. They're like, "That yeah, that's a UFO. That's got to be a UFO." And the
Cops?
crazier part, this is where it gets crazy. When we were recording it with our phones, it wasn't being captured on our phones. Like we could see it with our eyes, but it wasn't being
Whoa.
captured on the phone. Like the lens couldn't pick it up.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
that
wild.
was my. Yeah, I could describe this forever, like with great detail.
So where was this?
This was in Easton. It was so we had pulled next to like there's this bridge in Easton, and there's this little corner store. So as soon as you come out of this corner store, you can take this bridge, and on that bridge, everyone just stopped, and they all
Easton, you
looked.
said?
Easton, yeah,
Pennsylvania, right?
Pennsylvania, yeah.
Easton, Pennsylvania. And
Have you ever heard of that?
no, I've never heard of the town.
Yeah, Easton. We have Easton here, Bethlehem. We have Allentown. I don't know if you've heard of Allentown.
Yeah, I've heard of Allentown. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like cities through here. So
That's wild, man. And how far away from it do you think you are? Like you were from it?
from like that object in the sky,
Mm-hmm.
it was at least 1,000, 2,000 feet in the air.
In the
Not too
air?
far, but it was like plane distance in the sky. And it went as soon as like it came over us, like it like came down a little bit, and then it went up and just completely disappeared. Like we couldn't. I was like, "What's going on?" I was like,
Whoa.
"Oh my god, mom!" Yeah,
That's insane. So it defied the laws of physics when it comes down to transportation, right? It wasn't a
yeah.
plane because it
There
would.
was there was no propellers on it. Like there were no wings. You didn't hear anything. Like it was this huge thing. Like when a plane goes by, it's really loud. Like you can hear it.
Right, right.
You didn't hear a single, not even a peep. Like it was silent. Everyone was quiet. Like and it was outside, so there's noise outside. You couldn't hear a single thing.
That's insane. Yeah, I mean that's the typical description of a modern day sighting of, or even just a sighting of a UFO ever since recorded history.
Yeah,
Yeah, typically they're quiet, they're silent, they consist of light sometimes.
yeah,
A lot of people think that it's a light phenomenon where it basically is just it's like light that could manifest, and some people theorize right now that it could be an opening to another dimension, or a wormhole or something, something
yo,
that's merging with our reality.
yeah.
And yeah, a lot of these sightings consist of that. Do you think that it was an object itself though, or was it just light? Like, did you
No,
see?
okay, so that's what I thought at first. So at first it was just light, and like we couldn't see anything. It was just like a big sphere of
Right.
light, and as it came over to us, the light disappeared,
Mm,
and you didn't see a light, but you saw like it went from a sphere because the light was glowing, and I
mhm.
remember it vividly. It went from a sphere to like this little like plate
What?
kind of thing. As soon as the light disappeared,
Kind of went
it
like
was like
2D.
going in circles, and it was like shaking like that kind of thing. And
Damn,
then all you saw was like a sort of a white light, like a bing, and then it just disappeared.
that's so
And
strange, man.
it was like something that like at first I thought it was like a drone. Like I was like, or
Yeah,
not. At first I didn't believe it. I was like, oh, that's like from the army. Like they're just testing stuff.
right.
But then I keep like reliving that day. Like every day I'm like, no, like that bro, that was a UFO. Like
Yeah,
there's no other explanation. You didn't hear anything. It was really
right.
close to us. There was no propellers. There was nothing to keep this object from to keep this
No
object
exhaust
flying.
plume, like no cloud that it left behind, nothing.
Nothing at all. No cloud.
Damn.
It just disappeared.
That's wild, dude. And you said that other people also witnessed it alongside you.
A lot of
Did people have their phones out? Like,
a lot of people had their phones. Some people had like binoculars. Like this one guy, I remember, had like these binoculars that he was looking up at this like thing, and he was like, "Oh, I see it, I see it." But he said it was really blurry because he was moving a lot. And as we were recording it on our phones, like it wasn't coming out on our phones. That's what really tripped me out. I was like, okay, like what's going on? Like I can't even record it from my phone.
whoa.
And yeah,
So
that's
it
like
wasn't coming out on your screen, on your
it
phone.
wasn't coming out on my screen. Like the object was right here, and what all we saw was like the sky. There was nothing there, and everyone saw it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you think there's video of it online if anybody managed to capture it on their phone or on
If
camera?
someone managed to capture it on their phone, which I doubt no one didn't capture it. Like I feel like someone did capture it. If I went on like YouTube and
When did this
searched up,
take place?
dude, this was a couple years ago. Okay, so all right, This was back in like 2014, 2015.
Okay. And you said it happened in Easton, right?
Easton, Pennsylvania. Yeah. And
After
it
the
really
show, I'm
tripped
gonna
me
look
out.
into
Like,
it.
yeah, go ahead. I like really tripped me out. Like, I can still remember that day vividly. That's how creepy it was. It wasn't even creepy. It was just a sense that like I'm never gonna see this again. So let me like remember this.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude, that's crazy. I never had a sighting like that in my life. I mean, I've seen strange things in the sky. Like I was driving with my wife and like in South Florida, and we saw something like that was like a silver object in the sky, and it was doing weird things. It was like jumping from one spot to another, like
Okay. Okay.
weird
Nice.
on the highway. I was driving though, so it was very limited for me to see because I had to look out to my left
Yeah.
out of the driver's side window, and I was looking. I'm like, what is that? Like it would just zip from one spot to another. I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I,
That's not definitely not a bird. Definitely not an airplane of any kind.
yeah, I
It's
would
like
like analyze it. I'm like, I'm trying to make a terrestrial explanation for it, right? I'm trying to I'm trying to
yeah.
explain this, but you can't. And that's what's so frustrating about all of these sightings, about all of these UFO sightings,
Yeah, for sure.
it's very frustrating because, you know, here you have something that you can't explain, and the amount of possibilities that it can be is just mind-boggling. And now the government is saying like, oh, it's a national security issue,
Yeah.
right? They're saying that it could be these UFOs that are in the sky could be a threat to national security, that they could be foreign adversaries. And I made a video yesterday on my TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. So like from what we know, they're like much more advanced and like a lot smarter and stronger. So that could be a reason why like government is like scared of them or they could be a threat.
Right. No, but they're saying that it could be like China or Russia. They're saying that it could be another country that has this technology that
Oh,
that is that they have their hands on it. And isn't that like the biggest national security intelligence failure of all time on behalf of our government?
I
If there
feel like
is other technology out
yeah.
there and other countries have it,
And
and
they're that much more advanced than us, than the US. Yeah, I don't think that's possible.
like I don't it can't be because it just can't. It just can't because these things have been seen for so many years,
Exactly. And like if you just look up at the sky, like you can just tell like dude, there's got to be something out there. There's like
I know for sure.
space amongst space amongst space amongst planets amongst
Right.
you know like just everything out. Like we don't even know what's out there.
Exactly. And I've said it in my videos before, like I personally think that it's a combination of maybe interdimensional, you
Yeah,
know? I think that it's a combination of like also extraterrestrial beings that have mastered the capability of creating an aircraft that can travel from point A to point B in the snap of a finger, you
like
know
that. Yeah,
um civilizations that are more advanced than us timeline wise. Like we've only been here for a certain amount of years, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
maybe there's other civilizations out there that have been out there for way longer than we have, and
for
that's why
sure.
they have the upper hand, they have the advantage. Other people are saying that it could be us from the future, which is I don't lean
Mm,
towards that
yeah,
because
I don't really like rock with that statement. I definitely feel like the things that have been seen, like these objects or these creatures, because some people have physically been like abducted. They've said they've been abducted. They've seen like extraterrestrial beings, or they've seen like UFOs, kind of like
Mhm.
in my situation. So like I definitely don't feel like that's like us from like the future or technology from a different country. It's like 100% has to be something extraterrestrial for sure.
Definitely, definitely. We got a couple comments here. Shout out to Kiki, thank you for that.
Shout out
um
Kiki.
and shout out to the doctor too. He said that they are aware of high level technology that people are left in the dark. Yeah, and
Sure.
that's something that's aggravated me like ever since I started getting into this topic, which I've personally like I've been into this since I was little,
Yeah.
I had a really weird experience, like a personal experience. Like I was in the back seat of my parents' car, and I don't know if you've ever had these moments. They're like, I don't know if they're like deja vu moments. It's like a weird feeling, but I was just sitting there. You know how kids, they get quiet sometimes and they look out the window, or as a kid,
Yeah.
you would like look at something like a door, like, kids do stupid stuff. Like we just daydream a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I was like just sitting in the back seat of my parents' car, and I was thinking, I just felt that I wasn't, like, it's gonna sound stupid, but I felt like I wasn't from this planet, dude. Like it's just like a feeling. Like it's not even like a thought. It's like a
Yeah.
feeling. I felt like, whoa, this is all very like weird and like alien to me. Like just like
I
existence
have
in
a
general.
conspiracy on what you just said there.
Yeah, do you?
So so actually what you've said is like has like happened to other people before. Like you're not the only one, right? So
Okay.
other people have said that they've like felt that they've been like reincarnated kind of into like humans, right?
Hmm.
But like they when they were like this other being, they were not from this planet. Like they were from this other planet with like and like immense amount of technology and things like that, and they just have a snap vivid like memory in their like head,
Right.
and then makes them think like, whoa, I'm not from here, and then boom, they're back to reality. Kind of how it is.
I mean, dude, maybe there is something to that. Me personally,
Yeah.
I don't know where I stand when it comes down to reincarnation. Excuse me, reincarnation and like, you know, like the afterlife and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I do believe that there's something after.
Mhm.
Which I actually wanted to ask you. It was on the list of questions that I wanted to ask you. What
Gotcha.
are you religious by any chance?
Yeah, actually I
'Cause I
am.
see your hoodie.
Oh yeah, Matthew 7:7. Yeah, I am religious actually.
And how do these conspiracies and like, just the thought of existence of other intelligent aliens being out there, does that change your perspective on your religion? Does it have some kind of impact? Do you think that people that are
Yeah.
religious, if say the government or some kind of authority comes out and tells us, "Yo, aliens are real, bro," what would would your stance on religion change?
I so I try to like because like I believe in like God, in
Mhm.
my opinion, and I don't try to like connect God and like extraterrestrial together. Like I try to keep it separate. But um, I feel like if like I had actual proof, like because like definitely like I know myself, there's aliens out there. Like there has to be. But like if I had like 100% proof, I feel like I would like something would change. Maybe like my perspective a little bit, but honestly, I feel like something would change. I'm just not sure what it is. You know?
Do you have proof of God though? And I'm not questioning your belief at all,
No,
but
no, yeah, no. That's a good question. I don't, but like I don't have any proof of them besides like faith and things like that.
right.
And like the same way we believe aliens are there, but we've never physically seen one.
Yeah.
It's the same way. I feel like God is like 100% real.
Right, right, right. No, me too. I think that there is a creator, right? There has to
Yeah.
be somebody, something that we can't even
And
contextualize into
I
words.
don't yeah, I say God, but I don't really like think it's a I just think there's something else more out there in
Right,
my
right.
opinion. Yeah.
No, totally. I'm right there with you. There definitely has to be a creator to all this, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
I wasn't raised religious by any means,
Yeah.
but I've always felt that, yeah, I mean, this is too coincidental that, I mean, there's just too much to life. You know what I mean? There's so many things that we've created,
Exactly.
our intelligence, our emotions. Uh, you know, there's just too much to humanity, to the skin and bones and this meat suit that we wear every single day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I just like I don't like to confine myself to a specific belief system, but I can respect people that do.
Yeah.
It's just for me, the whole like idolizing us, like one god or even multiple gods, you know what I mean? That to me is like, to me is just like, I don't know. It's like, where's the evidence? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and not everything has to be evidence based. I mean, faith does fall into, I guess, just you yourself, like what your core values and whatnot. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
falls into
Like
that.
in talking about religion as well, like about God and stuff like that, there's another conspiracy that ties in with that. Um, and like I said, like I'm a big, conspiracy theorist. Like I believe a lot of things, and I didn't want to believe this one, but I was like skeptical about it when I heard it. So
Mm,
basically, the conspiracy was that you know God isn't real. There's no such thing as a God, um, and it's just like this government, you know, type of law that makes you believe this to keep you from being a chaotic person kind of, because like the amendments from Christianity are like no murder, no stealing, um no honor your mother and father. That's kind of like the Constitution.
right, right,
So if you tie all of like the beliefs into the Constitution, it ties in like that. So people believe that it's just like that God is just a scary story to keep you from doing bad things, basically.
right, right. I mean, yeah, a lot of people look at it in a negative light. I'm more indifferent towards it. You know what I mean? Like,
For sure. Me
I'm
too.
just like, you know, with disclosure, right? Which is inevitable. Like, we're gonna learn whether or not we're alone in the universe in our lifetime. Like, very shortly. Like, it's already underway. I've been keeping track of like the whole political side of things, because there
Yeah.
is right now a very deep investigative and political uh investigation that's
Mhm.
happening right now behind closed doors. Actually, not really. Like, the public, the majority of people have access to learning about it. Um, but the majority of people don't want to, because it's not that interesting. And
For sure.
so that's my goal with the channel too, is just to bring some awareness and even talk about the political side of, disclosure, and helping people, just breaking it down for the masses.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's inevitable. We're gonna get not confirmation, but we're gonna get some information that tells us, hey, uh, we don't know what these things are. I mean, they've
Mhm.
basically already said it. We don't know
Yeah,
what these
yeah, like
things
when
are.
yeah, exactly. Like when Trump kind of said that he would expose all up to date information of the Pentagon and UFO sightings and things like that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Meaning, if he like already said that, like that just made me believe 10 times more. Like, dude, he's talking about aliens. Like, come on, like that's
yeah,
not.
no, no, for sure, for sure. In fact, he said in an interview, he said, I think it was like on Fox News or something, but he said that basically, um, that we have weapons in space, the likes of which no one has ever seen before. Like, he was basically flexing, like
Yeah.
on national television, saying
Wait,
that,
could you like repeat his statement again?
yeah, he basically said that we have like military capabilities in space, the
Yeah.
likes of which no one has ever seen before. Like, basically, don't fuck with us. You know what I mean? Like,
Shit.
in on national television. So that makes me think: do we have, UFO, like the typical UFO, or do we have technology
Yeah,
that
because
is
I
so advanced?
what I'm thinking, like the way he's trying to put it is like we have technology that you couldn't even comprehend or think of.
Right.
Meaning, if we have technology like that, there has to be far greater technology somewhere else.
Oh no, for sure, exactly. And a lot of these people, a lot of scientists are coming out now, like Gary Nolan. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I have not heard of him.
He's a Stanford professor. So Stanford, top-notch school, right? Like, this guy is like
Absolutely.
big. And so he basically he was given materials from a UFO crash site to
No
study
way.
and analyze. This is a
Really?
fact. Yeah. This is a fact.
There's no way.
This is a fact, bro. You could even go online and And like there's podcasts on it. Like there's people that do these types of podcasts
Yeah.
online, like Vinny, good friend of mine from my
The
last
guy, the previous guy on the podcast.
mhm.
Okay.
He talked to Gary Nolan, and he actually he was asking him questions and stuff. And yeah, they have it in labs, and they can't pinpoint it's the materials that are like the composition of these materials that were given to him by the CIA, or like other branches of government that have recovered these UFO pieces.
Yeah.
He's studied them, and they can't find the like it's impossible for us to make those materials here on Earth.
Those
Is
type of
basically,
metals, materials, those type of like, wow.
yeah, like yeah, the isotope ratios and shit. Like I'm not a science guy, but he basically broke it down in layman's terms, saying that it can't be fabricated on Earth with our minerals and our
Yeah.
technology.
Because like that's probably not even on the like. That's probably what's the word? Like that type, the object that he was working on probably isn't even on the
Yeah, on the
uh,
periodic table of elements or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Which
pretty
is
much.
probably
I mean, I'm not sure if that's what he said exactly, but
so basically, yeah, that's my theory. Like if scientists are working with something with an element that's not on the periodic table and it's a sort of metal, it's got to be something far greater than we even know about.
oh no, for sure. I have a theory as to how there's people that they think that these ships or these UFOs, they're manufactured in space, because for some reason they don't believe that they can be manufactured on a planet. I read that somewhere, which is pretty interesting. Um, there could
I
be.
actually I seen a video about that
Did you?
really long ago. So basically, like it was an animation of how this how like the UFOs were created. So basically, like they're created in space, not on a planet, because like you said, that people like or these beings don't. It's basically like these extraterrestrials don't feel comfortable making their spacecraft on a planet because they're worried about if it's able to leave the planet or not. Because
Right.
yeah, like basically Earth has five atmospheres: the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, the lithosphere, that's the asthenosphere, and then the quantum sphere. Right? I don't know if you've heard of those five.
Yep.
So
Back in
basically,
in elementary school.
yeah. So
Throwback.
basically, in space, like when a UFO is created, like the animation showed basically like two like portals opening up and a bunch of different, you know, metals and sort of like elements coming out of this portal and like being pushed out and like forming this like, UFO. And then they close. And now that UFO is the UFO with like extraterrestrial living inside.
See, that's pretty trippy to me. Yeah.
That's, yeah, that I saw an animation about that long time ago. And
Damn, that's
I was like, dude, these conspiracies just go like beyond like what we could even think about.
yeah. And of course, it's all just speculation right now. You know what I mean? It's cool
Yeah,
to imagine, right?
yeah,
Like it's fun. It's
for
fun
sure.
to imagine the possibilities. But it definitely is a possibility, along with the fact that there could be rifts opening up in our own planet on Earth. There could be. I don't know if you've heard of Skinwalker Ranch. Have you
I've
heard
done a
of
conspiracy on that, and
it?
um, I don't want yeah, but yeah, I've done a conspiracy on that.
Yeah. So yeah, Skinwalker Ranch. Right now, they're doing a scientific experiment, and they're broadcasting it on live television on the History Channel. It's called The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. If you guys haven't heard of it, for those of you listening, um,
Okay,
it
I didn't know it was like that big of a deal.
yeah, no, it's a big deal, dude. It's like they have actual physicists. Physicists with like multiple PhDs, people in like high like very intelligent people. They have them there, and they have them conducting some kind of like multiple experiments, and they turned it into a show.
Yeah,
And the guy who bought the property, he's I think he's like a billionaire or a multimillionaire,
yeah,
and he has his own interest in getting down to the bottom of what the hell's going on there. And he's like a young guy. He's like maybe in like his 40s, super cool guy. And he basically yeah, he hired a whole bunch of people to study what's going on there. and they've come out with a lot of interesting things, dude. Like a lot.
Yeah, so like me on the other hand, like if I was like that guy, like if I had that much money, honestly,
Yeah,
I
same.
wouldn't even be that type of person. Just go out and buy flashy things. Like I would try and have like I would pay for a team and try and get to the bottom of my conspiracies.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's what I.
same. Same. I would invest in that. And there was a previous investor in the property, but for some reason he sold it to this guy, to the new guy for the History
He was
Channel
probably
show.
creeped out. He was like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta sell the property.
Either that, because there's also this thing called the hitchhiker effect. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but basically, a lot of people that have been to the property to Skinwalker Ranch,
Yeah.
they've left and gone on, about their regular lives, and something follows them home.
Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah. So it could be something paranormal, which ties into my belief system now that ghosts or poltergeists or paranormal activity in general, it could be related to extraterrestrial life or other dimensions opening up
Yeah, because like a
based
lot of
on you calling out to it or
yeah, so
trying.
a lot of people like tie in religion, spirits, and extraterrestrial beings together. So I heard a conspiracy that someone said they believe aliens are just fallen angels that turn, if you're a fallen angel, you turn like demonic or whatever, and that's basically what people think they are, like these weird creatures.
Yeah, I mean, they've seen weird creatures there at the ranch. They've seen a wolf, that like a wolf man type thing, which is like they call it the Skinwalker. That's why it's called Skinwalker Ranch. And like, yeah, it's apparently like it's impervious. Like you shoot it and it's like impervious to bullets. Like it doesn't die. Like yeah, and it like it's just like what could it be? You know what I mean? And then you got Bigfoot in Alaska and in other places around the world. Um, all these things, they call them crypto-terrestrials.
Crypto terrestrials.
Yeah, crypto-terrestrials, and like all of these things, like they could be related to other dimensions seeping into ours. Like like another dimension seeping into our reality.
That makes me like I don't know if you've watched Stranger Things,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it
Upside
kind of
down,
like
bro.
yeah, it kind of like makes me like wonder like is that upside down like real? Like how things like seep in through the upside down and come into
Mhm.
the real world,
Yeah,
and then when people see them, it's just like something unexplained.
I don't think it
Make it
happens in that way though, where it's like gooey tentacles coming out of the ground and
yeah,
shit. You
no,
know what
for
I mean?
sure, for sure.
I think it happens in a technological fashion or in like a fashion that seems very like advanced, right? Because
Yeah,
they pop in and out,
yeah,
like kind of like teleportation type stuff. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
It's like they loop. They accidentally they come here like accidentally, and then they realize they're here and whoa, and they just leave out again.
Right.
That's what people either like. Whoa, I just saw that.
Right. Or at Skinwalker Ranch, the wolf creature would spawn, right? And then it would eat like cattle or like it would eat like an animal or
That's what my
even
conspiracy
attack a
about.
human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, on the Skinwalker Ranch, there's these two married couple.
Hmm.
It wasn't. It actually wasn't on the Skinwalker Ranch. It was a little off from the property. There was another house there,
Hmm.
and these two farmers, a married couple, man and woman, they used to live there, and they came out and they were like hearing like a loud moan. So they were like, "Okay, what is this?" And they had saw like one of their cows was like mutilated. I don't know how to
Yeah.
say that word.
Muted. Yep.
Yeah, it was
Mutilated.
like completely like eaten inside out. And they said the reason that they came out wasn't from like the cow moaning, was because there was a bright blue light and everything was like vibrating. So basically they came out, and when they looked over, they were looking over at the Skinwalker Ranch, and they were like they just felt sick. They said that they felt like it was like something was there that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a perfect example of the phenomenon that occurs there at that ranch. It's very elusive. It's very like mysterious. Nobody really knows. They still don't really know. They've
And
gotten closer though
they have, and like what also tricked me out is like when they called police over to like take the dead animal, when the cop accidentally touched like the insides of like the cow, he grew like this infection on his fingers, and he was like, okay, that's fine, like it's whatever. So he went to the hospital. 2 days later, he died from that infection.
What? Wait, was this at Skinwalker?
Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch.
No way. I
Yeah,
never heard about that.
and the I remember another guy at Skinwalker. I think it was like one of the guys who used to
From the
live on the
show.
actual property.
Yeah, he developed like an abscess in his
Yeah,
throat.
that
Yeah,
freaked me out. I was like,
yeah.
oh, okay, that's weird. That
Dude,
is
I
believable.
honestly, like, I even told Vinny on the last episode. I told him if they invite me, I'm there, bro. I'm there.
That's what I'm saying. Me too.
I'm there. You know, like I live 5 hours away from it.
You live in Colorado, right? Is it?
Mhm. It's in Utah, so like
Oh, it's
northeast Utah.
so it's probably like in the middle of the both of us.
Yep.
I would definitely make a trip out there.
Yeah, dude. Totally. I mean, with these gas prices, though, bro. I mean,
Might as well take a plane. Feel
it's a
me?
little, yeah, it's a little rough, bro.
It's a little tough.
But nah, man. Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch is definitely on my list. To like, if I ever get invited, I'm there. You know.
And
Um.
so like my question for you is like, are you like on the edge of like paranormal belief, or like do you just not believe in it at all, or are you like skeptical?
So I'm more on the side of like yeah, there's some shit going on,
Yeah,
but I approach it in a very cautious manner because I don't want people to think that I'm like this, crazy, basement dweller. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I like because I personally believe that there's things that we cannot put into words yet. And that's what they're trying to do right now. That's
yeah,
that's literally what they're trying to do at Skinwalker Ranch and Congress, and with these congressional hearings. They're trying to figure out what, they already know what they are, but they're
yeah,
trying to figure out what is, what are these things that pilots are seeing, what are these things that people like you
yeah.
and me are seeing in the sky. And I think that, yeah, UFOs are real. That's a fact. UFOs are real. We just need
Absolutely,
to.
yeah. That's a complete fact. Like, you can't sugarcoat it. They're real. Shut
They're
up. They're
real. Exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm right there with you on that. But when it comes down to ghosts, when it comes down to, the paranormal, I mean, my stance has changed a lot. I used to think that, yeah, ghosts are real. I used to be the person that would say, like, yeah, I mean, I was a paranormal investigator. I was doing an investigation one time, and the most crazy thing happened where my buddy asked a door in this old
yeah,
fire station that was
yeah.
apparently haunted. He asked it to open the door, and the door would open, and then to close the door, and the door would close, and then again to confirm, and then the door would open, and it'd be like, bro, that's some weird stuff. That was definitely a game-changing moment for me when it came down to like the paranormal. But then as time went on, I was like, I haven't really had any other experiences. Maybe that was just like, I don't know, like a
Because
wind
okay,
draft or
so with extraterrestrial things, like people people could seek extraterrestrial. They could study it for their whole life, but because it's not like a spirit, because it's extraterrestrial, like even if you're like trying to contact it, it's like probably like a 1 in a million% chance that you would probably get in contact with an extraterrestrial, right? But like what you said, he was like telling the door to do this and that, or like the spirit to move the door.
Mhm.
Like if you seek out, I feel like myself, because I do believe in spirits and stuff. Like if
Okay.
you seek out like spirits and try and you know like get in contact with them, they're much easier to get in contact with, and you can just, and it's like easier to talk to them, because like, so this right here, Matthew 7:7,
Mhm.
on the back of it, it says, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be open to you. So the same with spirits. So if you seek this, being good or bad, it's gonna come to you whether you like it or not.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, it could be energies, you know what I mean? We're bioelectric beings, right? So
Hmm.
there's no chance that I believe that when we die, it's over. Like I used to think that, and it was a very depressive way of thinking. I used to be
Yeah,
like, so you mean to tell me that all this shit, me raising my daughter, because I have a 1 year old. I don't know if I told you. I
I've
have a
seen it on your Instagram. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
I have a 1 year old, and me raising my daughter, and this whole experience of, like this wholesome experience of me raising my daughter and being with my wife and going out and living life and enjoying it, there's no way that this is it. You know what
Is
I
it
mean?
the only thing? It's basically like this is all for nothing. Like you're gonna die and you did that for what? You know?
I'm convinced that there's definitely something after our life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Whether it be, reincarnation, or I'm not too keen on that, but whether it be like
With me, because I do believe in what you're saying there, but for me, I tend to lean more to the spiritual side. Like there's a God, there, heaven, things like
right.
that. That's what I believe in. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I totally respect that. Definitely. Now what is heaven? You know what I mean? Like that's another big question. And I wanted to screen share real quick. Let me see if I could pull it up real quick
Sure.
so people can see it also. Um, share screen. I'm still I'm still kicking COVID in the ass right now.
Yeah, man, you got to get better.
It's been hard, but
So this is the second time you've had it.
yeah, second time. My mom tested positive, but I haven't gotten tested because my symptoms have been mild, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I've just been like just fighting it with like because I eat a lot of meat and fruits and vitamin C and things like that, and that's what's
I've
really
never had COVID.
really.
Never.
Did you get the shot?
I did get the shot. Yeah, I got 2 shots actually
Ah,
for COVID. I have really bad asthma, so I feel like if I got COVID, it wouldn't be good.
oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. If
That's
you
the
if you're
toughest one.
immunocompromised, yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely worth it. Totally. Okay, so let me show you real quick. So, this is my old channel. It's kind of cringe. It was me and a couple buddies. We were paranormal investigators,
Yeah.
and we would broadcast a lot of 10 years ago. Holy shit. I feel old as fuck,
Holy
dude.
shit.
Yeah. Well, this was the fire station investigation, and let me show you guys real quick. Is the volume good?
I can't hear it, but I can see it perfectly fine.
Okay, cool. Wait, so you can't hear it?
No, I can't.
All right, let me see.
Actually, yeah, I can.
All right, cool. Check this out.
No fucking way.
Can you open it again?
That this was.
Whoa. Whoa. Can you close it? Whoa. Dude, I'm getting like this breeze right now.
I'm about to run out of tape.
Oh my god. Okay, good. Mine still has everything. You got that all right. Yeah. Is that you?
It looks it from my perspective. It's like it's a little kid like opening and peeking out.
I'll tell you a story about that.
All right.
Check this out. This is where it gets good. Is that just Wayne or is that you? Close the door. It's you. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Scream. Did you see that? Scream. Stop closing the door. Now. Is that really you? Are you giving us a sign?
This was like you were in that place as well.
Say that again?
Were you in that were you in that house as that was happening, as that was being filmed?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was the one saying, is that wind or is that just you? Yeah, that was me.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I
That
was yeah. It's a fire station. It's like an old
wow.
yeah, it's an old decommissioned fire station that they turned into a museum. And look, check this out. He said, close the door to confirm.
And he just closed the door.
Yep. So was it wind? I don't know, but I felt like a really cold like breeze when it
Yeah.
opened the first time, and from there on out, dude, that was pretty much it for me. Like I was like, damn, this is legit. Ghosts are real. This is it. But my over time, as we stopped investigating, my thoughts have changed, and I think that it could be explainable
Explain.
more so with like dimensions and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So
Because when it comes to ghosts, like a lot of the things can easily be explained if you're looking at it from a different perspective or a different angle.
yeah,
Like a lot of the things can be like if you tell that door right now open, and if the door opens, people will be like, "Oh my god, it was a ghost," or
right,
someone from the outside could have just accidentally opened it, or a gust of.
right. Could
But
just
like,
be a coinky dink, you know?
yeah, but like now, if that happens with like extraterrestrial, it's absolutely not a coincidence. Like that doesn't just
Yeah.
happen.
Like if you
Yeah,
see a UFO simultaneously, right?
yeah, like that doesn't just happen.
And that's what happens at Skinwalker Ranch. But you had asked about if there was like little kids or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
before the investigation, we had gotten the breakdown from the tour guide because like there was a guy that was there that he had to stay there. You know, he's just like the keeper of the museum, and it was like 2 a.m. there, I think. But basically beforehand, he gave us the rundown of like who died at the fire station that could be haunting it. And it turns out that there was these two little girls, Alexandria and Nicole. All right, I'll never forget those names. They've been reported to be seen at the fire station. They died a couple of blocks away from the fire station, and when they were living, they would occasionally visit the fire station and hang out with the firefighters. This was back in like 1920, bro. Like when we were
Holy,
more together. And guess what? They died in a house fire. The two kids at like 9 and 7.
and
And
that's
so
why their spirits tend to lean more to the fire station. Is that it?
right. And so like yeah, and then there's this theory that like there's kids they would go back to the fire station and play. Sometimes people would report seeing like handprints on glass on the windows. Um and then but I don't think that those were the kids, if that was the kids or if this was a spirit in general. I don't
Yeah.
think that those were the kids because there was another man who died at the fire station. His name was Robert Knight. And he was a firefighter there at the fire station, and he stepped into an electrified puddle at the front of the fire station,
Holy
and
shit.
he died right there. And so the theory goes that he haunts the fire station, not like a negative way, but he likes to play with things. He likes to
Yeah.
move doors, like just like you just saw, and yeah, and he would pull pranks on his fellow firefighters and whatnot. And
That
this
could
was
easily explain that ghost, what was happening with the door.
yep. Hmm.
Wow.
Which maybe not. I don't know, but it was a pretty interesting moment, and so yeah, I'll never forget that. But I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? So yeah, let's jump on to I got a couple questions for you, bro.
For sure.
Um,
Sure, let's go.
I
Let's do
did
this.
my homework beforehand. So so you're still doing TikTok videos, right? Or
Yeah, yeah,
we still
yeah. So this weekend, I decided to like just grind out, just completely start again and not stop. That's basically what I'm doing.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And do you script your videos like beforehand or do you just do it like off the cuff? Because I
So
can never do it off the
so
cuff.
right now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I have a really bad stuttering problem. So I tried like to record a video, and out of nowhere, like I'll just start stuttering like crazy, like I can't get the word out, and I'll have to butcher the whole video and start all over again. And then I'm just like, yeah. So basically, like I'll write it down and I'll say it a few times what I have to say, like but it's all factual information. Like it's not
Yeah,
like, yeah. So I write it down because I can't just go right off the bat and just make the video, you know?
gotcha. Yeah, I script all of my videos. Yeah. Because I want to make sure that I write it in my own words and then
Yeah.
I shoot it.
That's exactly what I do. Like I'll take the facts, write it in my own words and script it and write it down. and like learn it, and then just go along with it. And I'll pause, go along, pause, go along.
It's the best way to get out the information as quickly as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally. And so, awesome, man. So you're gonna continue to do conspiracy theories and things like that?
Yeah, sure. I can't just let this. Like, I have 2.5 million people who are just sitting there begging for conspiracies. Like, I can't just let that down. Like, this has always been my dream. Like, I can't just like let them down.
Yeah, nah, man. It'd be a waste to just let it go, you know. So,
Sure.
okay, so you're gonna go back to it. So, what's it called? Is there a particular video? Because I wanted to show my audience one of your TikTok videos. Is there one that you want to show? In particular?
So, now that you say, like, I had to take a lot of my videos down for certain reasons. But like, if you go on there, I don't know if you can like find like I don't know if you go on my account right now. There's probably like an extraterrestrial video. I don't really usually make extraterrestrial videos like that much anymore, but I'm pretty sure you could find one. Like, there's probably still one up left.
Do you mind if I pull it up?
Yeah, you can just pull up my account and I'll just tell you like which one it is.
All right, bet. Let me see. All right, so this is it. This is your TikTok.
Okay. All right. All right, go a little bit down.
This one?
Okay. Yeah.
Do live among us. The sad part is that the government has no interest in hiding it anymore. This how the government is trying to hide the truth by covering it up with jokes. That's nothing. There's people in government whose eyes were filmed literally changing into reptilian eyes. Check this out.
I missed this, man.
You can't just tell me that was a malfunction with the camera. His eyes literally changed. This is where things get scary. I know you guys know who Queen Elizabeth II is. The same thing happened with her eyes. Check this out. Yeah, that's not a coincidence. And when children see her, they run. Kid was terrified. Please follow my Instagram and get 20 more conspiracies.
Very cool. Yeah, I see. Like your videos are very like to the point. You know what I mean? Like I could watch it and be like, oh damn, that's crazy.
Be like, whoa, what just happened there? Okay, I feel like the one right there with the Pentagon.
Right here.
Yeah.
All up-to-date information they had.
That's the one.
Aliens and UFOs. They had 6 months to reveal what they knew about UFOs and UAPs.
On June 1st, the Pentagon will produce its most complete report to date on UFOs and UAPs. This was at the behest originally of former President Donald Trump, who gave the U.S. intelligence agencies 6 months to reveal what they know about UFOs and reveal it to Congress.
Congress actually revealed everything they knew about aliens and UFOs. Check this out.
This morning, a report that the government cannot explain those mysterious objects caught on video by the military. From an upside-down pyramid-like object hovering above an alien destroyer to cylindrical spheres disappearing into the ocean. Are very arranged. Video allegedly showing one of the U.S. Navy's stealth ships tracking an unidentified object in the sky.
You guys know that aliens exist, and this is one that they found. On June 1st, the Pentagon had exposed...
Dude, tell me my... Okay, no, I miss making TikTok videos for that exact reason.
They're quality, bro. I dig them.
Thank you.
I dig them. What's it called? So, yeah, I mean, the whole beach alien, like the beached alien.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been debunked yet, but if that is real, that is probably one of the most compelling pieces of an actual footage.
That's the reason why I put it in there, because it's really skeptical. But if it is real, I want to be one of the people, like one of the few people, like to have footage of it on my TikTok. You know, like for it to be on there.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, there's really no way of telling, right, if it is authentic. But just the fact that there were people there, maybe it was a scene for a movie.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been a lot of things. It could have been like a prop, a scene. It could have been like a prank, sort of,
Right, right. I mean, it could have.
Yeah,
But it is pretty compelling though.
it looked pretty real.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
There's a lot of these topics that you cover, and they're not just exclusive to UFOs, you know. And
yeah.
one of them that it stuck out to me was the Denver airport one that you did. And
Ooh, yeah,
yeah, I live like maybe 40 minutes away from Denver airport, and I first heard about that theory about the Denver airport conspiracy back when I was like 14, 13. My uncle told me about it. And I saw a video on it way back when, and it looked legit. Like they spent a lot of money. So the government, I think they gave the people that were building the airport,
yeah.
they gave them a certain budget, right? And it was like a lot. I think it was like in the multiple millions, like a lot. It was a lot, or billions maybe.
Wow.
And they had a budget, right? And they apparently they like their budget was way more than what they needed.
Yeah,
And people don't know to this day why. Like why, you know? What did they use with all that extra money? Did they build like an underground tunnel system? Um, the fact that Queen Elizabeth purchased a property not too far from the Denver
that one
airport.
tripped me out too. I'm like, why did she? Yeah, that tripped me out.
That's another one. The fact that the statue in the horse statue in the front of the airport,
Yeah.
of the horse with the red eyes, it killed the sculptor. Like it fell on him and it killed
No.
him. Yeah, that's another crazy one.
Holy shit.
Yeah. The fact that they found showers down there.
Showers.
Yeah, like showers, like concentration camp type shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Like
And like, so like the main thing about the whole Denver airport thing, the whole national Denver. Yeah. So like in the front of the main entrance, you know how they have that time capsule?
Mhm.
So
Let's
it's,
pull it up.
yeah, it's it's like it freaks me out, or not freaks me out, like it gets me thinking, because like, why would they have a time capsule in an airport, you know?
Yeah, seriously though, like
And then it's said to be that this like time capsule holds like futuristic, like apocalyptic events, like events to help you out, like in case of like, like futuristic, like crazy futuristic events. Yeah, right there.
yep, this is it right here. Denver International Airport. For those listening, it says the time capsule beneath this stone contains messages and memorabilia to the people of Colorado in 2094.
That's when the time capsule is going to be open, 2094. I'm not even going to be alive by that time, but like,
Yeah. I mean, hey, you never know, bro. There with life extension technology, maybe
yeah,
could be able to live
hopefully.
longer.
I really want to see what's in that.
That's the year I was born. It's kind of trippy. 1994. Yeah, dude, there's a lot to Denver Airport. And the fact that when you zoom out on Google Maps
Yeah.
to Denver Airport and you see the swastika, like,
There's a swastika?
yeah, dude. Look at
If you
this, bro.
if you zoom out like from the Denver airport?
Yeah, dude.
No.
Check this out. It's pretty trippy. Like the airport itself is shaped kind of like, it's very conspiratorial, but
Yeah.
look at that, bro. Tell me that ain't a swastika.
Oh wow.
See that?
Wow.
You see this right here? Boom, boom.
I see the whole thing going around and the other one going around.
Yep. So a lot of people say that, yeah, I mean, they did that intentionally. I don't know. I don't think it's intentional, but
It possibly could have been intentional, because like the blueprints of laying this out, like you physically had to make, basically you put it to life before making it. So like,
look at that shit, bro.
oh, that's 100. Yeah, that's 100. Let me zoom into that real quick. Oh yeah, for sure. Nah, for sure.
It's just strange, bro. Like, why?
That is. And going back to like aliens, and so who was that guy that you said like they gave him a piece of like extraterrestrial spacecraft?
Oh, that was Gary Nolan. So
Yeah. So basically, and so I used to have. So I had this one ex-girlfriend, right?
Mhm.
Her name. I'm not gonna say her name. Anyways, I had this one ex-girlfriend,
She don't
and
matter.
yeah, she don't matter. And she used to live in Mexico,
Hmm.
and she has family down there and stuff. And so, and I was gonna go down there, but I never did. And so like I started getting fascinated with like Mexico and things like that. And then on my phone, like when you like go through like the web, like it gives you like things like to like look at and stuff.
Mhm.
I saw this thing.
Like
It said
search suggestions?
yeah, suggestions. It was like alien spacecraft found in Mexico, and
Hmm.
it was just a story that like it wanted me to read that happened years ago. And it's this small desert called Ceballos in Mexico, right? And basically this desert Ceballos has a very high gravitational pull, like a magnetic field that draws like extraterrestrial spacecrafts to that exact location.
Well,
And
theoretically, right? Theoretically,
theoretically,
yeah.
yeah, draws like all the no, it actually does have a high like you know like gravitational pull, but like theoretically like the alien stuff, yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, and it draws like theoretically draws all these like spacecrafts in. It drives like yeah, and so one day there was like a bunch of like the people from Mexico who were around this desert who live near that desert said that they saw a big blue light in the sky. And when they went to go check, there was a big rumble, and there was like a bunch of like pieces of like metal scattered all around, and there was a big like crater in the like the sand, and there was a bunch of metal all around it. And when they put it together, it was like this like weird. It looked like a kind of like a box, a perfect box that could fly anywhere, and it didn't have any propellers, any wings, nothing to make it fly, but this box could somehow fly.
Damn, that's wild, dude.
That's very wild.
And where did you read about this?
It was on Google, so I don't know where it was, but like it was just like this suggestion thing that you could read, and it's like all over YouTube. Like you could go and you could read like you could see videos about it, you could read all about it, and
And this
it's
was
just
in
like
Mexico?
yeah, in Mexico,
Hmm.
and it's one of the craziest stories in my opinion.
That's insane, man. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, that correlates with the fact that that our governments and people of high scientific uh nature, people that are in the scientific community,
yeah,
they're studying these materials, and they have been for many years.
exactly.
Have you ever heard of the Wilson memo?
Mm,
I
I
made a
don't think
video
so.
on it. Yeah, so I made a video on it. And so long story short, I'm not gonna reiterate it, but like basically this guy, Thomas Wilson, he was the director of the Department of Defense, I think.
Gotcha.
Um Defense Intelligence Agency, my bad. It's basically like the branch of government that's in charge of making sure that we are safe, right?
Yeah,
He's supposed to know everything, right? And so he started inquiring about like UFOs, and like he started inquiring about crash, like just the UFO presence and whatnot.
for sure.
And they rejected him initially. They were like, "Nope, we can't tell you more about this." And so he went out of his way
Mm,
to essentially like look for look for answers. And so he persisted and he persisted, and he finally got a hold of a special project that was trying to reverse engineer an alien spacecraft, an extraterrestrial spacecraft. That's what the memo says. And so he had this conversation with the scientist. His name is, I forgot his name, but Eric something. Yeah. Eric Wilson? No,
that's crazy. Reverse
no.
engineer an alien spacecraft.
Yeah. So the government has this project that's reverse engineering alien spacecraft. And so
How would that even work though? Like how would
how, right? That's a great question. They looked at they got debris, they got materials. They went to a
but like
crash
did they
site.
want to like reverse engineer it into like what? Like what do they want to do with it?
That's the big question, right? So they were trying to reverse engineer, reverse engineer maybe the materials into a spaceship or something that we can.
Maybe to use it to like try and like see if they could like use it the way aliens use it and just like travel somewhere maybe.
Well, I think that I mean, they were trying to like break it down. They were trying to like get them the pieces and then try to understand the pieces of the metals or
Were
whatever.
they able to understand it, or were they far from understanding it?
In the memo, they say that they like progress has been very slow. Like they weren't able to really get like finish it.
That makes it a lot more mysterious than what it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shit.
And so yeah, right now they're in like the process of like, I guess they mentioned it in Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah, and during the recent congressional hearing, like, yeah, they one of the representatives, he legit came out and asked about it, like, yo, this Wilson memo, like, what's popping with that,
Yeah.
And the Defense Intelligence Agency, they were like, we never heard of it. Yeah, we never heard of the Wilson
Kind of
memo.
fishy to me.
Yeah, very fishy. And so yeah, that's just one piece of like, because you mentioned Mexico, and who knows how many debris crashes, like crash retrieval programs have gone on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and there's probably a lot of them, and people will just probably like say, "Oh, this is probably like a bunch of metal. Let's just sweep it up, throw it away," without probably realizing that this could be something extraterrestrial.
And there's been civilians, people like you and me, who have been to these crash sites and they've gathered these metal pieces
Yeah.
and they've hidden it. And that's how some of these scientists have also had access to them, because these civilians,
shit.
because these civilians have like, I guess, relinquished them, and they've like kind of just let them have it, or they bought it off them or something. I don't even know what happens behind closed doors, but either way, what we do know is that scientists like Gary Nolan, like the guy I just pulled up, he's actually like, he's been studying the materials for a while, and he's come up with I think he's come up with a conclusion that they're not from this world, basically. And so,
wow.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty interesting, man. And that's just one little nugget amongst the hundreds of, maybe even thousands of nuggets when it comes down to UFOs and the reality that they're real.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, man, it's just.
Have you ever had like any other? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no.
But have you ever had like any other like sightings or something that you've like thought you saw? Something you haven't really spoke about, maybe?
Nah, no.
Because I feel like if you ever do see one, like right off the bat, like this is it.
Oh yeah.
It's not like maybe it could be. No, this is it. Has to be like
Yeah, no. Like if I ever see one, I'm like, I'll for sure know if it's. You could ask my wife. Like I, all the time. Like I look out because we have a mountain view.
Yeah.
And I'm like, babe, what is that? Like I look up at the sky and we have a lot of air traffic where we are. And so we look up and I'm like, babe, what is that? That's really strange. And she'd be like, no, it's just a plane. And I'm like, you don't know. Like, you really don't know.
You don't know. Come on.
You don't know. Okay. So don't be quick to dismiss it right away and say that it's a plane, because sometimes there's things. I mean, if I look at it and it's like flying like this, like, like very like slow, like, then that's a plane, obviously. Like there's nothing unusual, but sometimes I see lights and I'm like, what the hell is that? And the lights kind of give it away.
Yeah. Like one time, I've always wanted to be like, as well, like a pilot. Like I thought pilots were really cool. And so for a long time I've studied like, like airplanes and things like that. So I was on my way to my grandmother's house one time, and it was like during the summer, I think. It was like getting colder during it was like the end of summer, and I was walking to her house. It was so like when it's winter, how it gets like cold, like darker, faster.
Where was this again? My bad.
Huh?
Where was this again?
This was in Pembroke. I don't know if you know what. So there's a bunch of cities here. This is here in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so one time I was on my way to her house, and so I look up at the sky, and there's like this weird like, it was for sure like it had to be a helicopter or something, but like I feel like my mind were playing tricks on me, because like I didn't hear like a helicopter. You can easily hear it, like it's really loud, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't see like a propeller on it, but I just saw like a bunch of flashing lights, like red and blue, white, red and blue, white, red and blue. So I was like, okay, that's probably like some sort of like police thing, but like I didn't hear anything. I didn't see like any wings, propellers, any type of machinery to help it fly. It was
Mhm.
just like a ball, and I was like, that's weird.
Damn. Yeah, that is pretty strange.
But to this day, I don't fully think it was a UFO. But at the same time, like, what else could it have been?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these sightings they can be explained easily,
Yeah,
with
for sure.
flight radar and things like that. But then again, you have those that you can't.
Yeah,
And
but the thing is, like, I feel like since you live like far away, like if you came to like Pennsylvania, like you're bound to see things, like because weird things just happen here all the time, and
really,
it's like not even a coincidence. Like it's just this town is weird. Like weird things happen here all the time.
damn, that's so strange. Are there military bases near Pennsylvania?
But yeah, there's a lot actually. There's a lot.
That
Uh,
may explain it. Yeah. I mean, I think that there's a nuclear UFO connection. Like
holy
where,
shit, I never thought of that.
yeah, where like these UFOs are there's been instances where UFOs deactivate nuclear sites.
Oh, like when that happened with that one country, I forget what it was, but like all their like technology and all their like weaponry were like getting like it was like it wasn't functioning, and they're like, okay, what's going on? Like, why isn't this functioning? Their
That may,
missiles, oh yeah, all their
yeah,
high
that
power.
may have been an example. I think it happened. Oh, Malmstrom Air Force Base.
I'm sure.
Is that close to you? Mal- oh,
It sounds very familiar, but I don't think it is. I'm not sure.
Air Force Base. So Malmstrom Air Force Base is a United States Air Force base in Cascade County, Montana. It's a little bit up north, so it's in Montana.
It's a little bit close to me.
It is, right? Where's
Yeah,
Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania. You got Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's not too far from me. Pennsylvania is like all the way on like the east side.
Got you. So
Yeah.
there could be nuclear facilities in somewhere around Pennsylvania that you don't even know about because they're nuclear facilities. Like they're
Yeah.
top secret. Nobody's gonna really know about where they are.
Yeah, and like here, like I don't know if this is like anywhere else, like where you live, but like where I live. So my brother just left to the army, and so now that he left, like I started doing all this like thinking, like everywhere you go, there's an army base, like where you have to like if you want to check into the army, there's army bases everywhere. Like there's one downtown, there's like
Mhm.
two by my house. You can walk down the block, army center, army center, army center, army center. Like they're everywhere. And I feel like that also has to do like with like some weird stuff going on because like it's completely pitch black. There's no windows. You don't see inside. You get escorted in, and there's two doors to every single one. Like they open this door, you walk in. They close it behind you, and then they open another door, and then you're in the place. That's how every single one is.
Damn, that's weird. I mean, it also depends on the facility, right? Because I'm sure that there's some facilities that are like top secret where they have like top secret access type shit. Like,
Yeah,
like where only specific people are allowed to work
yeah.
there,
Like I remember when my I was dropping off my brother at this one center, and he was getting escorted in. Like three guys came out, and some very like weird, suspicious. Like it was like creepy, like weird. So they open the door. One guy has his hand on his back. The other guy holds the door. The other guy's just looking out. They pull him in, quickly close the door, and then you don't see anything. Like there's no windows. It's just black. Like it's just the building. And then you just don't hear from him again. Yeah, that's basically how it is.
Damn, that's so weird. Yeah, it sounds like a top secret facility or like even like just a regular secret facility.
The cool thing about it though, he's my brother, so I'm gonna force him to tell me everything.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna
I
force.
mean,
I'm gonna try.
try, but like just be careful and know that a lot of military members they have non-disclosure agreements, so they can't
Yeah,
really like spill the beans on a lot of things. I mean, I don't know how close you and your brother are, but
very close. Yeah.
okay, so yeah, typically, I mean, like the military will give you like a contract, and they'll be like, depending on their job or whatever, like,
Yeah.
oh, this is your clearance. If you tell anybody about, basically, if you tell anybody what you saw here, or if you spill any information that could threaten our country, which
Yeah.
include telling us about UFOs or aliens or whatever, then we can void your contract, and they actually can go to jail. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah, they can actually, like, there's this guy Lua Elizondo. Have you heard of him?
Lou Elizondo. He sounds very familiar.
Bro, this guy's legit as hell. I mean, well, I like him a lot. He's like a really cool person, and I wish to talk to him one day, like on the podcast. Let me show you real quick. He used to work for, I think it was the Navy. He was contracted with the Navy. He was an intelligence officer, I think.
Have you tried reaching out to him before?
No, because I'm kind of scared, bro. I'm kind of scared shitless. Because he's big, bro. Like he's not big, but like he
I
knows
got you.
some stuff.
I'll definitely help you out with that if you want his attention. I'll easily.
Oh, dude, I mean, that would be great. Let me show you real quick. I'm pretty sure you've seen him before. He's been everywhere.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, I have seen him before.
Yeah. So he's the reason.
I don't know if I can get that guy's attention, but I'll definitely try.
He's pretty big. I mean, but he goes on like regular podcasts. I mean, with the Vinny, the guy that I had on my last show, he talked to him.
Holy cow.
He talked to him, and he has a non-disclosure agreement, and that's what I was referring to. He has a non-disclosure agreement where he can't say anything about the stuff that he really knows, of like the origin of the craft, where they come from, what they probably are. He knows some stuff, and he says it in some of his shows, but he says that he can't disclose it because he could go to jail, you know?
So, like, have you ever like wondered or thought like let's say you like went to the army, right? And like they told you like all about these, like, let's say you walk in this building, right? And they have like extraterrestrial spacecrafts everywhere, and like they tell you all about it, and then you like resign from it, or you just like you don't work for them ever again. Would you ever speak up about it, or what would you do? Would you just completely stay quiet?
It's awesome that you mentioned this, because that's exactly what Lou Elizondo, that's exactly what he did. He worked for the Pentagon. He ran the ATIP program, so the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. It's a mouthful, but he basically ran this program for the government, for the Pentagon, that studied UFO videos, that studied just everything surrounding UAPs and UFOs.
Yeah.
And the things that he learned during his time, he was there for like, I think it was like 8 years or something, or 6 years, something like that. Yeah. And he learned a lot. And so he left the Pentagon in protest. Apparently there's people in the ufology side of things that believe that he's a disinformation agent, that he's actually working with the government to mislead people, which I don't think that's the case.
I don't think that's the case either.
I don't think that's the case. But he basically left the Pentagon because he's like, enough is enough. There's too much obfuscation.
If he left the Pentagon, there's no reason for him to like be misleading people.
That's what I'm saying too. But then there's people that are like, oh well, you know, he was tipped off.
Maybe it's just a cover up kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, there's people that are skeptical of him because apparently like he did some weird stuff on Twitter, where he created like fake accounts, which I mean, to boost his narrative.
Just fake accounts, you know, that just really doesn't have to.
I mean, yeah. But and I don't bash him for that. Like, you know, he's a human being just like all of us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's like, dude, there's a whole another world when it comes down to like ufology, and that, you know, I feel like you're very knowledgeable, and it'd be really cool to see you like get more into that, because it's like, you know, a lot, like I could tell just by talking to you, you're very like intuitive, you know what I mean? Like,
for sure,
you're not just some random kid that's like, you know, invested into this, you know what I mean? You're very like the way that you talk, it's you're very enlightened, you know?
Yeah.
And so yeah, dude, like there's this whole thing going on right now in the UFO Twitter, right? There's like UFO Twitter, there's like the Reddit side of things, like the more text-based like conversations about it, you know what I mean? And they're bashing this guy, like a group of people, they're bashing this guy for like spreading disinformation and creating fake accounts and shit like that. And but I really like the way he talks. I like the way that he delivers his information and how far he's accelerated the topic of UFOs into the mainstream media. He's the reason in that we all really know that there was a UAP project. And
He's spoken up about it and stuff.
yeah, bro, like big time, like everywhere. Like he worked with Tom DeLonge. You know Tom DeLonge?
Mm-mm.
The
I feel like you know a lot of people.
bro, I've been into this shit like ever since he was on Joe Rogan. He was the band Blink 182.
Wow, he was.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the one that basically convinced people like him to come out and come clean and tell us already, like, what are we hiding? Tom DeLonge is kind of like the catalyst. And a lot of people might disagree, but I think that he's the catalyst for disclosure, for everything, that the disclosure process that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Tom DeLonge.
So like, have you heard of the? I'm gonna try not to like have an accent here, but
Nah,
Bob
dude, I'm Hispanic too, bro. Don't worry.
How do you say his name? Bob Lazar or Bob
Who is it?
Bob Lazar or Bob?
Oh, Bob Lazar.
Lazar. Yeah.
Bob Lazar. Yeah.
So I was listening to one of his like his podcast with Joe Rogan, right?
Mhm.
And the things that like everything about him was just like, when he started speaking about himself, it was just so crazy. So
Yeah.
like basically he was like this really super intelligent. He was basically like a genius. He was like a really smart person and stuff. And that's one of the reasons why he worked in Area 51, because they like found him and stuff.
He
And they
installed a
wanted
jet engine into a Honda.
that was fucking crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
what? A
Yeah,
jet
dude.
engine. And he would drive that to work on a regular basis.
Mhm. That's how they spotted him, and that's
And
how
he
he
was on
got
the
the job.
newspapers and yeah.
Mhm.
And then I feel like if that's the case, they're probably doing that to a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy's really intelligent. He's really smart. We want him to work for us doing this Area 50. You know?
Yeah, and a lot of these people that, even some people that manage to like install water engines into their cars, they say that they kill these people, like oh, but who knows if they actually kidnap them and bring them on and have them work for them, you know what I mean, like, and change their identity and whatnot. I mean, that's very
Like,
conspiratorial, but
okay, so like I was gonna ask you about that. What's like the big deal with like the water engine? Isn't it just like,
yeah, well, you got gas, right? Gas companies and fossil fuels and oil companies, right?
yeah,
They got a lot of money, bro. Like, I mean, they that's basically our energy source, and
basically they're like not trying to have people find another way to run without using their oil or gas kind of thing.
exactly.
And if
So
you do, it's not good.
it's a monopoly, bro. They've monopolized an energy source, and every time that monopoly is threatened by the use of water engines or other forms of abundant resource that
Yeah.
can power us, right off the bat, they see that as a threat, and God knows if they hire hitmen or they threaten them or
Shit.
it's, I mean, it's a possibility. If yeah, but yeah, Bob Lazar, I think that he's one of the most legit people when it comes down to the topic. And
I think he's one of the most legit people as well. Like I was
yeah.
listening to stories and I was just baffled by everything this man was saying.
Oh, like by far, dude, and this guy too, Lua Elizondo. I think that he's legit. He's sacrificed a lot to just come out in the public eye and expose himself to ridicule.
Even, like that right there, what he did, not even getting deep into it, but just like exposing a little bit, was very dangerous.
Yeah, no, for sure, even for him, like
even for him.
So now here's the juicy part, bro. Like now Congress is. Well, people are speculating that Congress is going to grant him amnesty, which amnesty is basically like immunity, right? They're going to grant him immunity and protection so that he doesn't face any legal repercussions when he like speaks in Congress, like in front of people
about like the situations and things.
Yep. I think my wife just got here. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So he's basically going to grant him immunity. They're planning on it. I mean, that's what I hear behind the scenes. And people like him, people like Gary Nolan, people like the professor that I was telling you about. And that's all very, very interesting, because if he ends up spilling the beans on everything that he can't talk about, then that's huge.
I feel like one day someone who knows like who's worked for like, you know, in the military, who knows all about this, is one day gonna like really not give a shit and just spill everything they know, and not care if their life is on the line. They're just gonna spill everything they know and just hope that they're a help, kind of.
No, and it's happened. It's happened, but then they silence them, or like they're too scared, and but yeah, a lot of people are going to face some really good validation when the truth comes out, and a lot of people are going to be kind of like, they're going to celebrate, because there's a lot of military people that they ask them to keep their mouth shut, and even after the fact that they left the military, and that causes a lot of strain and like pressure on them. They're like, I know what I saw. I saw a UFO. I know
what I saw.
Yeah.
Oh,
seriously, yeah. Like,
and they're just like, no, you didn't, dude. You saw an airplane. Come on.
And that creates delusion. That creates like, oh my god, like, am I going was I going?
Yeah, that messes with your mind. Kind of like so like I'm a kid at heart, so I watch Gravity Falls, like all these like kid shows and stuff. And there's this one episode where there's something called like the blind eye of the association. And it's basically like this association where they try to wipe the memories of every mysterious thing that like people see in this town.
Kind of like Men in Black.
Kind of like that. But like when like someone sees something mysterious and they like talk about it, they'll erase their memory and every memory of the person who knew, like who they spoke about it to.
Damn, that's wild.
To try and keep it like a secret. Yeah.
That's wild, dude.
It's kind of like, dude, if this is like, because like TV shows like portray a lot of like the reality.
Yeah, a lot of TV shows. Yeah, like I made a video on that before. Where I basically say like, oh, this is how you disclose to the public that aliens are real. And then I gave like the breakdown, like first desensitize people with media, with books, television, and things like that. And then, progressively desensitize people for the truth,
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of it, is the media and cartoons and things like that. So yeah, man, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot to the subject, and sooner or later, whether you like it or not, whether the majority of people like it or not, we're gonna know at least some truth as to some truth. It might not be the full truth,
and it might not be like, we might not even get closer to anything, but we definitely will get like, like
some information.
Yeah, some information.
Yeah, which could further the discussion, because the more that people talk about it, the easier it is. And I feel like that's what the government's been doing. It's been playing catch up. You know what I mean? Ever since the 1947 Roswell incident, where the newspaper published like, flying saucer crashed in the Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah.
And then they flipped the script like 24 hours later, saying that it was a weather balloon. It wasn't, because the newspaper literally published it. And then there's so many testimonies of people that have gone, that were at the crash site. They visited the crash site and they saw fragments, metal fragments, things that are extremely just weird. And the one guy who took the metal debris to his house and then showed his family, and the way that it bended, it wasn't like anything that he's ever seen before. And then the military started harassing him.
It's like that kind of weird. It's not like it just physically looks weird. Like it's
no, the material is weird. Yeah, bro. Like the material is weird itself. Like they would crumple it up like a piece of paper, and then they would let it go, and it would go back to its original state.
Oh no,
so it's like, yeah.
Now imagine if it was a piece of metal that you could do that with, to crumble it and it would turn back into a solid piece of metal.
And that's exactly why.
That is freaking weird.
I know, dude. And just the fact that that was the craft was made out of that material, it goes to show you that who knows what they're working up behind closed doors. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like over at like aerospace companies, um you know, the people in charge for creating new technologies, you know, which they're in possession of these materials
Yeah.
along with scientists. So it's a weird world, man. It's a weird world that we live in. And I'm you know, every day that I look more into this topic, it brings more questions and answers.
For sure.
And you know, it's good that people like you, even people your age, you know, like um it's good that more people are interested in this. And
Yeah.
even your followers, like they like the content, you know what I mean?
Oh, for
Whether
sure.
it be about extraterrestrials, UFOs, whether it be about celebrities who have sold their souls to, you know, to
Yeah,
the
or like
devil and shit like that.
those, like apparitions, things like that. Like they
Yeah,
just love like the content that I make is so easily to go viral. Like same with you as well. Your content, because like it's like more of like scary, like mysterious, like
right.
conspiracies, which is what a lot of people like. So you can easily like you know go viral for
It
that.
has that thrill factor, you know, like
It does like it gives you chills. Like if you know
hmm? Yep, exactly.
people like
And people like that. We've always liked that. We've always liked stories too, ever since the beginning of man, you know, like
oh for sure.
campfire stories, things like that. So, um,
Yeah,
so yeah,
I have
man.
one question, probably one of my last questions. I'm not really sure, but like,
Mhm.
what is your goal on TikTok? Like, what do you want to like, or not even just TikTok? Like, what is your goal with social media?
So my goal with just with like TikTok right now
Yeah,
is just I'm losing motivation with TikTok. I'm not gonna lie. Um not because of the views are not because the views are going down, but just because like I don't know, man. It just hasn't been rewarding for me, like as rewarding.
that's how it was for me, man. For a while, dude. It took me. Okay, so I remember this one summer. I didn't even have a summer. I grinded out that entire summer straight to TikTok. People would be like, "Yo, Gabe, yo, let's go to this party in Easton. Oh, Lehigh University. Let's go to this party." I'm like, "Bro, I can't. I gotta film." Like, bro, film what?
Yeah.
You have like 13 followers. I was like, I know, bro. One day I'm gonna be big. One
Yeah.
day, and then I just kept putting in the work. Nights I wouldn't even sleep. And I was like, bro, this isn't even rewarding. I have like 100K followers. Like, what's like? No one's even watching this. And then I grounded out for the rest of the year, and I just
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of people like every other week just started following, tuning in, watching my videos. Joined the creator fund, started making money off that. Really, it was like really rewarding after that. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, yeah,
Lately, yeah, I mean, lately for me, it's been like I don't know how to explain it, man. Like, I don't really care. I care about views, but I don't care. I don't even know how to explain it. Like I want to see
you're just
more
losing
community.
motivation. Like it's like I understand what you're trying to say. It's just hard to say it because like the same thing was happening to me. It's not like you care about the views. It's just like you're not really getting anything out of it anymore, kind of way.
Yeah, like I don't know, like the community feels very off.
Yeah,
Like I want a more. I love my community on TikTok. I want a more mature community. You know what I mean?
for sure.
And YouTube is definitely like a lot more mature.
Oh yeah,
Um, so that's why I'm putting in a lot more emphasis towards YouTube. So, but I'm not gonna abandon TikTok. I have a pretty sizable following, the same as you. You're in the you're in the multi millions. So you can't let that go, bro. You know, no
nah,
matter
man,
what.
I can't.
You know, and like
I'm
there's
out here
people that
making
want to
videos
watch your
that
content.
average, huh?
There's people that want to watch your content, you know, like there's people that
Yeah,
are interested in they're asking you, right?
yeah.
Like you
Like I'm out
mentioned.
here like averaging videos with like a couple 100,000 views without even really putting in work. So if I put in work like how I used to, like I'm probably my videos could probably be back up in the millions. Like
Oh
every
yeah.
I post videos back to back, it would just hit what 3 mil, 4 mil, 12 mil that one video.
Yep.
It would go crazy.
They'll be popping off, bro. And the fact that I think you had mentioned that you were also recognized like in public, and it's kind of
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, a lot of times. So, I don't know if you know what Music Fest is. Um, so it's kind of like this
hmm,
big festival where people like listen to music. There's like food, and it's kind of like the whole community comes around and just like, like basically it's like people from all over the whole country come to Music Fest, and it's like this big festival. And one time I went there, and there's this corn station, and I was in the line at the corn station, and the next thing you know, there's there's a bunch of little kids surrounding me. They're like, "Oh, can we take pictures?" And then that happened before, so I was like, "Oh yeah, let's go." I start taking pictures with all of them, and then adults start coming, like older people, like 16, 17, and then 18, 20, 25. I'm just like, holy crap, like, yo, this is overwhelming. There was like at least like 50, 60 people, and pictures, pictures, pictures. And then I remember the cops came over. I had to leave. The whole corn section got shut down. And I was like, damn, is this really what it's like? And I was just like,
damn.
yo, I kind of like where this is going. I kind of like, this lifestyle. So I was like, yo, this is pretty cool. And
Yeah.
I remember I went to Dorney Park, this amusement park, one time, and I was on a roller coaster by myself. Like, I not by myself. I was with my cameraman slash manager at the time, and I was up there, and then at the bottom, Steel Force. I'm all the way at the top, and all the way at the bottom, I hear that's the kid from TikTok, and there was a huge crowd. And as soon as like the roller coaster stops, I get down, and there's just people everywhere. And I was just like,
Damn, that's crazy.
I was like, yeah, I have videos too, meeting a lot of people. It was really fun.
That's what's up. I mean, yeah, like recognition is awesome, like
Yeah, for
especially like you're just hanging out and you're not even expecting it. And it's like surprise, It's like
yeah.
it's
And
fun,
like the good thing about it is like they don't just come up to you and say, "Oh, can we take a picture?" Like they compliment you, like they make you feel good too. They're like, "Dude, you're amazing. I love you. Like I love your videos. Keep
Yeah.
doing it. Like never stop." Like
It's a
that makes me
boost.
feel good.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely like a motivation thing. Like like
Yeah,
they're injecting you with steroids. Like it's like
literally.
in a
Yeah,
way they're like, yo, like keep making content. It'll fuel you to make more content. And
yeah,
but yeah, I mean with TikTok, I'm definitely gonna continue. I'm definitely gonna continue
yeah,
making
man.
making content for. It might be more short form content, like maybe like a minute, maybe because now TikTok has 10-minute long videos that you could do.
Really?
They
I did.
increase the amount of time.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But this
So
is what I was gonna say to you. Like you started in December, right? It's been a
mhm.
few months. So, dude, hard work pays off. Like if you just grind off for like a year and a half on TikTok, like really putting in work, trying to master the algorithm, like trying to get to the
Yeah.
point where you like know this is gonna go viral, this is what I'm gonna post. That's
Mhm.
like the mindset that I have. And I would just stay writing down the algorithm. Okay, this is what people want to see. And I would just make videos on that.
Right.
If you do that, I'm telling you, man, your videos are gonna go your whole account is gonna skyrocket. You've only been doing it for like since December. If you do it for
Yeah.
like a year and a half, it's gonna go insane.
Yeah, totally. But like I said, Gabe, I mean, that's not really my end goal though. Like my end goal is just to have a dedicated audience. You know what I mean? That's why I
Yeah,
put my Discord on my bio so that people can actually like just
gotcha.
talk because
Yeah,
I want to have conversations and I want to have like a more of like a community rather than just abundant followers. I get it. It's fun to have a shit ton of followers and know
yeah,
that you made it that far. And I don't want to like I don't want to be a slave to my audience. You know what I mean? Like I don't
mm,
want to be working tirelessly
that's kind
just
of
to
how I was. Yeah, now that you put it.
yeah, like I struggle with that. So I'm like,
Yeah,
how can I make my content and like the topic of UFOs and like just weird shit? How
yeah,
can I make that more interesting and in my own way? You know what I mean? Without
sure.
me getting too full of myself,
Yeah,
And it's something that I struggle with. And I used to like want to be famous. I used to want to be like, just out there more
yeah,
when I was younger. But as I got older, you have a kid, you have a wife, you have a family, things start to change a little bit. Like your perception of like, fame, it does start to change. Like it might be fun and stuff
yeah,
in the beginning, but then it does start to change a little bit. Like maybe you want your own privacy later on. Like look at celebrities, look at Johnny
Yeah,
Depp,
because
for
like you
example.
start getting older and you start realizing like, maybe this isn't like what I really want to do.
Right. And I don't want to be in those shoes at this point in my life. I'm talking like I'm like an old man, but I am 27. I'm definitely getting closer to the 30s. So it's like, fuck, like, time flies. And so I want to make sure that I harness every like harness my full potential when it comes down to making content and not just slaving away for it. You know what I mean? I want to do it because I love it.
For sure.
So, but it's totally possible to do both. And I think that's doing this podcast, it's a great way for me to kind of like extend my, like just myself and
Yeah.
get to know people like you, and for my audience to get to know people like you, and just have a conversation and show people that
Yeah.
we can have conversations about things like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
And
it's a normal thing to have conversations like this. They're just
yeah, no,
yeah.
exactly. And even just talking about UFOs, it used to be very stigmatized, and it used to be very like,
People would think you're weird for talking about things like that as well. Like, ooh, look what he's talking about.
exactly, like tinfoil hat type shit,
Yeah.
So I'm glad that people your age are paying attention, and they're actually more invested into the topic.
Yeah.
And
Basically, what I call my audience are my woke family. I don't know if you know what that means, but like they're like woke. So like they'll go like anyone who's like been around, like OG, like who's been around for a while, like past like couple years on my TikTok, like they'll go in my comments and randomly comment, "I'm woke." I'm like, oh, he's an OG. He's an OG. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to come up with my own version. It's like junkies. So like
Mhm.
adrenalist junkies, like
Yeah.
adrenaline junkie.
That's actually not that bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know
You
if it
gotta,
sticks.
you just gotta make it click now. You gotta use it often and have people like go around with it.
Yeah. And the name of this podcast is literally Fight or Flight. So Fight or Flight podcast. What's the adrenaline response? The fight or flight response. So adrenalist, fight or flight mechanism, I thought that
Yeah,
would
that's
that'd be
actually it's pretty cool if you think about it. If
yeah.
you put it like that,
Yeah. So but yeah, man, yo, thanks for coming on, bro.
yeah. Sure.
We've been on for a hot minute.
Oh
But
yeah, what time is it?
yeah, bro, right now I think it's 11:35 at your time.
Let me check.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
it could get pretty late, but it was good talking to you, man. And you have a lot to talk about. And yeah, maybe in the near future, if I have like a cool guest or like a big figure, maybe you can hop on, and if you have your own questions for
Yeah.
them, that'll be, like that we can both tag team and ask them questions and things like that. You're very easy to talk to. So
Yeah, you too, man. Pretty cool, pretty chill guy.
dope. Thanks, bro.
Yeah,
So yeah,
gotcha.
man. With that being said, where can people find you?
I just do TikTok, so it's Gabe_Delv DELVV, two V's at the end. That's usually what I do. I'm probably gonna start making YouTube videos as well. Just like conspiracies, things about UFOs, extraterrestrial. Probably gonna rock out with that for a while. But as of
Dope,
right
bro.
now, yep, just TikTok, Gabe_Delv, two V's at the end.
Sick. So yeah, and as we discussed beforehand, like I know you're trying to obviously like step up the editing game and whatnot.
Yeah,
So feel free to just hit me up anytime, bro. We could even talk, like privately and stuff, and
yeah,
I could guide you when it comes down to editing and stuff because it's so tedious, bro. Like, and there's like little shortcuts that maybe I can help you out with,
yeah, for sure.
to make your videos more immersive than they already are. So
Yeah,
yeah. Awesome, Gabe.
yeah, man. It's
All right,
pretty. Thanks
bro.
for having me on, bro. It's
For
pretty.
sure, man. For sure. Anytime. I look forward to bringing you back on, and then later on in the future, maybe we could do like a collab or something.
Oh, definitely, bro. I would, if you want, bro. I'd fly out anywhere.
Colorado's pretty nice, bro.
All
Not
right,
gonna lie.
man. Bro, I'm coming down there pretty soon.
And the
I'll be
weed's
down there.
legal, so
Oh, it is?
if you about that life,
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, it's legal over here. Yeah, it's recreational.
Well, like it's legal over here as well, but it has to be like, what's it called? It
Medical.
has to be. Yeah, it has to be medical.
Yeah,
If it's
I
not
had my
medical,
medical card over in Florida, but here in Colorado, you could just drive up to a dispensary and puff right
yeah.
after.
Over here, you have to have a medical card. You have to be
Yeah.
diagnosed with something, and if it's not, arrested
Right.
immediately.
Yeah. I stay away from alcohol and like all that, like, but that's my go-to sleep medicine,
Yeah, yeah. That's actually pretty sick.
Yeah.
A conspiracy theorist.
That's a pothead.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's like everybody, like,
yeah, basically.
But yeah, man. It's been lit, bro. It's been good getting to know you. I hope my
Definitely,
audience,
man.
they get to know you more just through this conversation, and they check out some of your content, which I'm pretty sure they will.
For sure. Yeah, man. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you, bro. If you have questions too, anything, hit me up.
Totally.
If you want, shoot me over like later on today or whenever you're free. The link to your YouTube, I'll throw it in my bio so people can go and watch your stuff.
Definitely, I'll send it your way. And yeah, sounds good, bro.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Take care, bro.
Peace out. All right. Do this. Peace out, man.